Hi, I'm here today to talk to you about a problem you may not even know you have. Let me start by asking you a few questions. What if you could make more saleable paper? What if your machines ran more efficiently and lasted longer? What if you could achieve an optimal blend and spend less energy? Let me put this a little bit more simply. What if you could predict good paper here instead of making bad paper here? Well, with the TECO Drainac, you can. The Drainac is the only Freeness analyzer available today that will help you visualize, understand, and execute without wasted time or wasted money. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, let's dig a little bit deeper, but before I do that, let me tell you a little bit about our company. We're TECO, and we've been in business serving the pulp and paper industry for over 60 years. We've helped hundreds of clients just like you find ways to make their production lines more efficient and capable of producing both better quality paper and at a lower cost per ton. The Drainac is the answer to your pain. It's the fastest, lowest cost, and most pain-free device of its kind available in the world today, and frankly, it's awesome. With this simple, low-cost instrument, you will revolutionize your process and realize a return on your investment so quickly, you'll wonder why you didn't make this decision years ago. So, what's your freeness? Do you know? More importantly, do you know what impact variable freeness has on your process each and every day? Put another way, do you know how much variable freeness is actually costing you? We asked some of our customers what their life was like before measuring freeness with Drainac, and this is what they had to say. It's a lot like driving down the freeway without a speedometer. Would you try that? If you're making something out of spec, you're inherently wasting energy. I'm sure that you can relate to that. We operate on a simple principle. If you can see something, you can manage it. That's the visualize, understand, and execute we started with earlier. The Drainac will help you make more saleable paper, improve machine efficiency and performance, and help you optimize the energy you're putting into your stock. So, I'd like you to ask yourself this question. What impact would measuring freeness have on your operation? Okay, so now you've heard the pitch, let's talk about the details. Drainac has many applications in facilities like yours. For example, some people use it to monitor freeness and perhaps close the loop on refiner control. Others use it for enhancing machine runnability and managing pulp blends. The facilities required for Drainac are pretty straightforward. You need a couple of feet of headroom for servicing the instrument. You also need a source of instrument quality dry air with a minimum pressure of at least 10 psi above maximum stock line pressure at all times. You'll need a source of filtered water, again at 10 psi above maximum stock line pressure. And of course you'll need a source of power. So let's take a closer look at the Drainac system. There are two components to a Drainac, the analysis riser and the electronics enclosure. This is the analysis riser. It's the component that samples your stock and performs the freeness analyses. It's available in a variety of different configurations depending on your application. Typically, the riser is welded into a stock line, but it can also be mounted on an open chest or weir or on the side of a hydropulver. This is the Drainac control enclosure. It houses the various electronics and pneumatic packages. So, how does this system work? Unlike other analyzers, Drainac doesn't try to automate the TAPI 227 CSF methodology. Instead, we use a proprietary technique that allows us to complete an analysis in as little as 12 seconds. We start by creating a pressure differential in the analysis chamber, which forces stock up into the riser. That stock hits a screen, which forms a fiber pad, and then only filtrate enters the analysis chamber. We measure the amount of time it takes that filtrate to fill a specific volume. It's a simple process, and this is what one customer had to say about the Drainac. With the Drainac, you're seeing the actual freeness while the paper is being built, and it helps you act in a more proactive, not reactive mode. This simple technology allows us to make quick decisions about refiner changes, better controlling the end product. Let's dig a little deeper into how Drainac does what it does. If we were to plot the height of filtrate in the riser as a function of time, this is what it would look like. The stock rises quickly at first because there's nothing to impede it. When it hits the screen, the fiber pad begins to form and the response slows down. You'll note that the response isn't linear first. This is mostly due to variable consistency, and it's also the reason we don't start measuring the filtrate right away. Now, after the pad forms, the response steadies down and becomes largely linear. We measure the time the filtrate takes to fill the volume between the two probes, and that's how we get our drain time analyses. As stocks get faster, the slope of the analysis line gets steeper and the drain time gets shorter. If the stock is slower, the slope flattens and times get longer. As you can see, it's pretty simple. The next question most people have is, what does it take to keep this instrument looking? Well, let's talk about maintenance. Unlike our competitors, there are no moving parts to the Drainac, so it's very easy to maintain. First, you'll need to keep it clean, which mostly means keeping the main screen and the analysis probes clean and free of debris. How often you'll need to do this will depend on your stock, but most customers typically clean their systems 2 to 3 times a week. We've posted videos on YouTube which illustrate how to do this. About once a year, you'll need to replace certain consumables in the system. We've put together a recommended annual service spare parts kit and a service schedule, which makes this pretty straightforward. Your E&I staff will be able to do this without any special training required. Now, the Drainac isn't the only way to measure freeness out there, but it frankly blows the alternatives out of the water. There's lab testing, but as you already know, that's slow and highly variable. You've got TAPI 227 robots, but they're also slow, and they're very expensive. And because they're robots, they're complicated, and that means that they're expensive to maintain. Of course, you could skip testing altogether, but that's not good. If you can't see it, you can't control it. Drainac is the only device that will allow you to visualize, understand, and execute without wasted money or wasted time. Now, here's my favorite quote from a customer. The Drainac has allowed us to be proactive in measuring our freeness, which has made us more productive. We no longer have to slow down when we see a stock freeness change coming. We just adjust our refiners. It paid for itself in a month. Here's a short list of our customers. Please note that some of these are multi-site installations. International Paper, Georgia Pacific, Rock 10, Graphics Packaging, for example. They have Drainacs installed at several mills. Actually, they have several Drainacs installed at several different mills. So, let's wrap this up. The Drainac is simple, and really, so is a choice. Visualize, understand, execute. See the problem, understand it, and then you can plan a solution, all with Drainac. Thank you for your attention. We appreciate your interest in TECO's automatic online freeness analyzer, the Drainac. Please contact us if you have any questions. You can reach us by phone, email, or the web.